All right, welcome everybody. We are live. I hope y'all like the new setup behind me. Uh, I got a green screen finally. It has been long planned for the channel. I just never got around to it. It was only like $30 or something like that. It was actually pretty cheap, but I'm going to actually. I still have a lot more adjusting to do with it. I have to, as you can see, like it kind of looks like my shoulders like phasing through a little bit. It's all right though. Actually, maybe I can try to adjust that right now, but I don't really want to mess with it too much. Let me look on the filters real quick. Chrome key, and is it like the Oh, that's not it. That needs to actually go down, I think. Oops. That's like as good as I'm going to get it. Matter of fact, let me try to do this and then maybe let's see how that looks. Oh, no, that looks horrible. Hold on, let me change it back. That looks horrible. Hold on. No, 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 no. You go back up and you go back up. Okay, hold on guys. I'm having some technical difficulties here. I don't know why I decided to try and mess with it on the stream, but man, I just had this stuff. You know what? Hold on. Oh, did it save like that? Oh my gosh. Okay. Give me like 2 seconds, guys. Give me like 2 seconds. I am new to the whole green screen thing, so you can't judge me too much. Still phasing through. Dang, how did I have it? I had it a certain way, and I don't remember. Right there. Man, I just mess everything up, don't I? I just have to mess everything up. I had it pretty good before stream. What's this? Oh, we don't want to mess with that. Man, I just have to mess with things, don't I? Oh my gosh. Okay, alright. Back to the defaults. And okay, you know what? For now, I'm wanting to say that's good enough. Um, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have never actually used a green screen before. This is my first time trying to figure everything out, but bear with me through this one episode. I will get everything fixed. Anyways, before we actually start anything, we have our signed can of Zens. Oh, it's actually kind of it's dude, that's so funny actually. Yeah, it's because the top of the can of Zens is green. Look at this. Look at this. It's going through the green on the Zens. Can I get the focus on it? That's pretty cool. Anyways, but it is a signed can of Zens by James Fishback, running for Florida governor. Let me go ahead and pop one of these bad boys real quick. And we'll get started with everything. So we interviewed a guy earlier today. His name is Glenn Keene. He's running for District 4 in Columbia County for county commissioner. Overall, my thoughts on him, we don't have him on the camera right now. Nothing like that. It's just me speaking, just from me to you guys. I think he's a good candidate. I don't know him personally, but from the sounds of it, from the looks of it, I've dug in to a lot of his socials. I've looked into him quite a bit. He doesn't seem like a bad guy. So everybody who actually follows me on YouTube, who is local to Columbia County, I would recommend voting for him because we cannot have this current leadership. We have to make some sort of change one way or another. Whether it's today or tomorrow, it's got to be done. And why not get it done today? So, anyways, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and dive into tomorrow at 12 p.m. Tuesday at 12 p.m. We will be going live on here. And during our live, we are going to be debating a guy who's running for governor. I believe so his name is Brandon. I believe the way you pronounce his name, his last name anyway, is like McIntyre, I believe. I believe it's Brandon McIntyre is how you pronounce it. He is running on behalf of the Constitution Party. That's new to me. I've heard of the Constitution Party probably a couple years ago whenever I first heard about it, but I only heard about it just because I was looking into all the other party systems and whatnot, right? But I don't think I've ever actually met somebody who's even heard of the Constitution Party, besides Bowden, which, generally we'll have Bowden on the show every now and then. We might actually maybe have him hop on here today. I spoke to him last night. I believe last night he actually said that he would be willing to hop on here again tonight, and we'll go ahead and kind of talk about the overview of our interview earlier today. Anyways, if you have not watched the interview with Mr. Keene, who is running for County Commissioner of District 4, please go ahead, jump out of this stream, because what I'm going to say in this stream is not nearly important as that. Jump out of this stream and go watch that interview I published earlier today on my channel. You can watch it. It's only 30 minutes long. Come on, guys. It's a 30-minute listen. Our country is at stake here. Take the 30 minutes out of your day to go and actually listen to the other choice. He is a Republican candidate. He's running as a Republican, but he's not just any ordinary Republican. He's a good guy. He's not a very well-known name. Matter of fact, nobody even knows of him. Out of the blue, this guy jumped up and said, hey, I prayed to God about this, and the Lord is touching on my heart that I need to run for this position so that way we can make a better change for our community. Anyways, I urge you all to go and actually listen to that interview I did earlier today. It is our responsibility, it is our duties as citizens of the country to actually look into these things. We can't just keep voting red. We can't just keep voting blue. We actually have to know who we are voting for. But without all that good stuff being said, tomorrow at 12 p.m. we are debating Brandon McIntyre. Brandon McIntyre is running for governor of Florida on behalf of the Constitution Party. And it's going to be a good one. I believe this guy is a borderline sovereign citizen. I think, maybe, I don't know. It sounds really weird, right? A guy being a sovereign citizen, but he's running on the Constitution Party, right? The Constitution Party. You would think those two don't go together, but he believes in something called the fundamental right to travel. He believes you don't have to have a driver's license. That's what I'm getting from this. I don't think he's openly said that, but this guy, that's what he's strongly implying to his campaign here. It doesn't sound like this guy is actually for a lot of things. Now, he's against vehicle registration, which I am to a certain extent. I think vehicle registration every single year, where you have to give the government like $50 every single year just so you can continue driving to work back and forth every day, I think is ridiculous, right? Some people may say, oh, but it's only $50, so I honestly don't care. Well, I honestly don't care that much either, but it's not needed. It's totally unnecessary from our government. Why is that even in place? I am for registration of vehicles. We do need to register vehicles. Yes, that is true. But not every single year on the same vehicle over and over and over again. I mean, with trailers, right? You have to register your trailer. You have to register your boat every single year over and over again. I think is ridiculous. Going on to the next point, this guy made it seem as if he actually doesn't even like and support having plane tickets. I think this guy is really weird. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pull up one of his socials on my PC right next to me, right here. Um, and on top of that, I kind of want to get into something else. I saw a video earlier on X about obviously these videos come out all the time about people fighting in school. You're just going to have that, that's going to be a normal thing. But my concern though is whenever a student hits, like a bully hits the actual person, but nobody actually does anything about it, right? What I mean by that is like you'll have a bully go up to this one poor little girl. She has, she doesn't know how to fight. Well, in this case, she knew how to fight, which is a good thing. But you have a bully, they'll go up to this person and they don't like you. And maybe she's the quiet kid in class. Maybe she just does her schoolwork. Maybe she's good. Maybe she just does what she's supposed to do. She's a good student. And God forbid she goes and says, "Hey, I don't like what this person does." Okay, look, whether it's the right thing to do, whether it's the wrong thing to do, I don't care. But fundamentally, you can do that. You have the freedom of speech. You have the First Amendment on your side. So, anyways, this bully goes up to her and says, "Hey, I heard you've been talking a lot of crap about me." I'm actually censoring myself right here. She says, "Hey, I've heard you've been talking a lot of crap about me. What's up with that?" And matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and play the video for y'all right here. I think it's a total ridiculous situation. Basically, the girl who goes and hits first and says, bet you I won't. Or what is it like? Say I won't, say I won't, say I won't. And then her friends group goes, you won't, you won't. And basically she swings and at the quiet girl. So the quiet girl drops her bag, and the quiet girl the entire time, by the way, is de-escalating the situation and says, "Look, I don't want to fight. I don't want to do this. Look, I don't care what my friend says. I just want to have a normal day. I want to go along my day. I gotta go do my homework. Do all this fun stuff, right?" Because she's trying to de-escalate the situation. She doesn't want to make something out of nothing. Anyways, so this girl with like pink dyed hair in the back, and look, I gotta censor what I say on YouTube, okay? I actually plan on going on other platforms and doing things on other platforms because a lot of what I believe and what I want to say, I can't say on here because YouTube will take down my content. Matter of fact, they'll make it where I can't get monetized and I can't do anything on YouTube. Anyways, long story short, this girl goes up to her and goes, "Oh, I heard you've been talking trash about me. I heard you've been saying this." The girl's saying it's not true. She's saying, "Oh, well, I didn't do that. I don't know who you're hearing that from." Whether it's true or not, like I said, you have the fundamental right to actually speak your mind. You have the First Amendment. And ultimately, this girl says, she turns around to her friends group and says, "Say I won't hit her. Say I won't hit her." And they go, "You won't hit her. You won't hit her." And she swings. So the quiet girl, who was trying to de-escalate, says, "Okay, it's game on." She drops her back and starts beating the crap out of this girl. I mean, slams her on the ground, like beating her face into a pulp, like she should, like the girl deserved. And about 3 seconds into it, a police officer comes running up, snatches the girl who was being bullied, by the way, snatches the girl who was giving the bully exactly what she deserved, and basically made out to be the bad guy in that situation because she won the fight. When is it going to end? When are we actually going to properly address these issues? My biggest issue with today's modern society is everything is so much by the books. It's like, it's crazy to me. I mean, something like that happens and it's like, "Oh, I'm going to get the police involved." Yeah, the police are there for a reason. But whenever you call the police to every single little situation, look, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Some people deserve to get beaten. This is one of those girls who deserve to get beaten. Hopefully people around the school actually realized that she was the idiot in the wrong and she's the one who got beaten, because that's exactly what happened. But long story short, It should have kept going. She should have got what she deserved. Unfortunately, she didn't get to receive everything she deserved right there. And I guarantee you, that girl who was defending herself, by the way, it was self-defense because the bully hit first. I guarantee you, she got just as much, if not even longer, ISS, suspension, whatever it may be, longer than that one girl. Let me go ahead and pull up the video for you guys because I think it's actually totally ridiculous. It is actually ridiculous. It pisses me off even watching it. Let me go to my profile here. I actually reposted it earlier. And here it is right here. All right. So let me go ahead and I believe I actually got to set my audio up in my headphones here. There we go. Okay. Anyway, so this is the situation going on right here. Let me go ahead and pull up the video for you guys. I got to make another display capture thing. But anyways, all I got to do with that is just kind of display right here, whatever, right? Anyway, so let me go ahead and pull this video like right here for you guys because I think this is just totally ridiculous. Take a listen.
You were talking shit about me? You talking shit? You talking shit?
No, I wasn't.
So why the fuck everybody say you talking shit?
I don't know. Who asked him? Nobody was talking
right now.
anything about
What? You gonna do something?
No, I'm not.
I just gotta pause right here. You can listen. This girl right here, this girl in the white shirt and the white crop top, by the way, showing off her stomach, showing off her back because, that's what they do. They just want to get sexual attention from all these guys. That's what they do. Anyways, but look at her stance here. She ran up to this girl. This girl has her hands together, pleading to her, saying, "Hey, I don't want to do this. I don't know what you heard. It's not true." And this girl's going, "Oh, you're talking bad. You're talking bad. Oh, you want to do something? You want to do something?" What do you mean that she wanted to do something? She's clearly standing there telling you, saying, no, she doesn't want to do anything. And yet she interrupts again and goes, "Oh, you want to do something? You want to do something?" Where does she get this in her head? Dude, I swear, our country is filled up with so many just low IQ'd people. Dude, it pisses me off. These people are just so low IQ. I don't know how these people even pass in class. Matter of fact, the only reason they even pass is because their teachers passed them. The education system is all screwed up. And even with the education being screwed up, all they use is ChatGPT, and they don't actually think for themselves. But let's just go ahead and continue watching.
Nobody was talking about you. Who said that?
Bitch, you're friends. Why the fuck you talking shit about me, bitch? I said
You're
that.
wasting time. You're wasting time. Come on.
Say I won't.
Yeah, now one of her friends says, "Oh, you're wasting time. You're wasting time. You just need to go ahead and hit her." And she's going, "Say I won't. Say I won't. Say I won't. Say I won't." Okay, like, what's the purpose of that?
Well, you want?
Bitch.
No. Oh, girls, stop. Girls.
Go, Alina. Go. That's all you. Alina, that's all you.
And now she's on top and actually beating the crap out of her. She's winning the fight. And you see this little police officer run over here and basically tackle her off of her. And then you have the teacher over there going, girls, stop it. Girls, stop. Like, bro, get out the way. You're not doing anything. Dude, this guy does not wear the pants in a relationship. There's no way this guy wears the pants in a relationship at his household. This guy, dude, this guy is such a beta male, bro.
You talking shit?
Anyways, I can't continue watching this. It's crazy, but anyways, we're having the problem in this country is people are just snowflakes. People don't know how to speak their mind. People, they can't handle it well whenever someone does speak their mind to them, and they go, "Oh, you can't say that. Oh, you can't say this." It's 2026. You can be what you want to be. You can say what you want to say, but God forbid you actually say what you want to say, because people say, "Oh, well, you can be yourself now." Oh, we're all hippies. We're all friends around here. We all are filled with love. Look, buddy, you don't know what love is. So, anyways, but this cop comes and runs to the rescue, and tackles this girl off of the other girl. She 100% the girl that she was beating 100% deserved that beating. But anyways, I hope all is well with her. I hope that, she got the justice that she deserved. I hope the school didn't really suspend her for that, because if that is 100% self-defense. But what do I know, right? Anyways, but so another thing I wanted to tackle on this stream as well is, let's see here. I had a couple things. Let me go to my profile real quick. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is one of them. So James Fishback running for Florida governor. Go ahead, if you have not already heard of James Fishback, go ahead and look into him. I'm personally voting for him. The election is August 18th. He is running for governor of Florida. So one thing he says, James Fishback says, as governor, I will remove every sheriff who utilizes flock camera systems. Why do we have flock cameras? For those of you who don't know what flock cameras is, basically it's cameras around the city, around the county. They can be hidden somewhere. And essentially, if you're like going, I don't know, there's a speed limit that says 60, right? Or 50, and you're going 55 and a 50, basically that flock camera takes a picture of your license plate and you receive a citation in the mail. It tracks down your license plate. It gets your information from there. It gets your address, and they send you a citation through the mail. The government, that is the ingredient for the government to get in every single aspect of your life. For all these people, all these conservatives saying, oh, we need a smaller government. That's more actually of a libertarian thing. But for all these people saying, oh, we need a smaller government, I agree in a lot of senses, which is why I don't support flock cameras. I don't want the government knowing where I go, what I do. Matter of fact, if you have heard of the red flag laws is essentially the government spying on you. By the way, you don't even have to even say anything. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything that is suspicious. Mainly, it's just if the government does not agree with you, even just politically itself, they will actually spy on you through the red flag system, and they'll say, hey, we don't think this guy should have a gun. Now, that's not saying that certain people should have guns. Of course, I don't think everybody should have a gun. I don't think child molesters should have guns. I don't think rapists should have guns. I don't think murderers should have guns. I don't think any of those bad people should have guns. I don't think drug dealers should have guns, so on and so on, right? Yeah, things like that should exist, but not to this extent. What they are basically saying is, hey, we don't agree with what this guy says, so we're going to make sure that we keep an eye on this guy and make sure that he doesn't get a gun later on. That's what red flag laws are. So anyways, this whole situation reminds me of the red flag law situation. Flock cameras is just another excuse for the government to spy on you, to see where you're going, what you're doing, and so on and so on. Another thing, I believe it happened today or yesterday. It looks like it happened today, actually. Ron DeSantis was asked. Ron DeSantis, Florida's governor, let me just clarify that, was asked today if he is willing to throw an endorsement for somebody in the governor race. And this is so funny, actually, because Jay Collins, his lieutenant governor, is running for governor right now. And Jay Collins is standing next to him. You can't see him on the camera, but he was standing off to the sidelines, basically. And someone asked Governor DeSantis today, said, hey, are you going to endorse anybody? Would you throw out an endorsement right now for anybody running for governor? DeSantis' response was golden. DeSantis responded and said basically, no, he wasn't going to endorse anybody. He didn't say that, but he just didn't endorse anybody. Actually, he went as far as to saying he didn't endorse Jay Collins. He refused that again for like the millionth time. And also, he even went as far as attacking Paul Renner by saying Paul Renner is no good for the state of Florida. I agree with him wholeheartedly. A lot of people are actually questioning, I've been questioning for a while, who is Ron DeSantis going to endorse? If you ask me, I don't think DeSantis is actually going to endorse anybody. I spoke with Jay Collins personally, like maybe a month and a half ago, and then Jay Collins said to like the crowd of 15 people that went to go see him, he said, oh, well, I already got my endorsement from DeSantis. I got it, 3 years ago or whatever, 3 years ago, whenever DeSantis said, I will make a great governor. Yeah, bud, that was 3 years ago. Also, you have to take in consideration 3 years ago, Ron DeSantis also liked Byron Donalds. But Ron DeSantis has been coming out recently, within the past year, and recently within the past month as well, attacking Byron Donalds, Congressman Donalds. So we don't actually know who DeSantis is going to endorse. If I had to guess, I don't think DeSantis is actually going to endorse anybody this election. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't see him endorsing Jay Collins. He's definitely not endorsing Paul Renner now. He's for sure not endorsing Byron Donalds. Someone actually asked someone asked DeSantis to endorse Byron Donalds. DeSantis went on this whole rant about Byron Donalds, how he was actually a very a negative thing for the state of Florida, and he would not endorse him. So I don't think he's endorsing anybody, really. If I had to take a guess, if he was to endorse somebody, who do I think he would endorse? Well, I think there's two candidates he could possibly endorse. The first one, James Fishback. DeSantis and Fishback disagree on some things, but they agree with a lot more things than they disagree on, right? So there's so much more in common with them that they don't have in common, such as James Fishback says day one, before he lets the sun set, he will sign a statewide abortion ban. This is something DeSantis has been talking about for a while. Not on day one, not a statewide abortion ban. He has talked about that in the past and said, "Hey, I don't support abortion in any degree." So DeSantis has a lot in common with James Fishback. But also, the other choice that he could endorse as well is Bobby Williams. A lot of people don't even know who Bobby Williams is. Basically, he's this guy locally from around where I'm from. He kind of just got up and said, "Hey, I'm running for governor." And you can go out there and you can actually listen to him talk. And there's a lot of things about where you can actually learn what he believes. That I'll give Bobby Williams this. I'm not a Bobby Williams supporter, but I'll give him this. Bobby Williams is actually going and interacting with the community around the state of Florida. I don't know how often he goes to South Florida, but he mainly does it in North Florida in the local areas. So I think Bobby Williams is just not. He's not. Doesn't have the connections. He doesn't have the followers. He doesn't have the platform to actually win the governor race. But anyways, if he does secure the endorsement from DeSantis, that right there could actually be the deal breaker. But honestly, if you ask me, I think the true deal breaker for the election for governor coming up is actually going to be held on July 21st. That is going to be a debate between Byron Donalds and James Fishback, hosted by Fox News on July 21st. I cannot wait for that. That right there is going to be the deal breaker right there. I don't know how many people is going to watch it, but I can go ahead and tell you this. That is going to determine whether who wins this election or not. The only thing that Byron Donalds has over James Fishback currently in a political advantage is he has the endorsement from Donald Trump, and also he has the majority of the endorsements from the sheriffs in the state of Florida. Now, look, with all that being said, I don't think that qualifies somebody whether they should be a good fit for governor or not. There's a lot of things I do not like what Donald Trump has done during his term in the past and what he's currently planning on in the future. I don't support Donald Trump. I don't support a lot of his policies. I don't support a lot of what he does. And actually, DeSantis doesn't either. DeSantis does not openly go out and talk about it, but DeSantis does not support a lot of things that Trump is doing currently. That's why Donald Trump has not endorsed DeSantis. Or, my bad, that's why he has not endorsed Jay Collins. Jay Collins, being the lieutenant governor of Florida, should represent Ron DeSantis. He is Ron DeSantis picked for lieutenant governor. Now, in the past, Donald Trump has openly attacked Ron DeSantis personally. I'm not just talking about on a political level. I'm talking about on a personal level, saying how he actually moved out of the state of Florida because how terribly DeSantis has governed Florida. But that's neither here nor there. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a flex to get a endorsement from Donald Trump as far as Byron Donalds go. But, it's whatever, right? But anyways, for those of you who are watching, what do you think about the new green screen? Do you think I should take it down or do you think I should keep it? I think I want to keep it. I think I'm definitely going to keep this. I just need a. You can see where it's kind of like phasing through on this sides right here. Like you can see where it's it's kind of phasing through, but it's whatever. I'm trying my best on this. Actually, it's a lighting issue. I need to get better lights, not just the light on my ceiling. I actually have to get LED surrounded and stuff like that to make it look way better. But that's coming in the future. What else is there to really talk about and touch on? Because this is actually going to be like a whole episode. I mean, it is an episode. It's titled Episode 7, right? But I'm not trying to make this into like a whole thing. I'm not trying to make this like an hour and a half or 2 hours long. Let's see. We touched on the governor race so far. Touched on that, that drama with the school fight or whatever. Let's see. What do we have here? We have confirmed our second live televised debate, CBS News on July 15th. I look forward to joining yada yada on stage July 15th in Jacksonville, and then on July. Okay. This is new. This actually just came out since I've been talking. This is really cool, actually. I'm glad I'm still alive. So, right here, James Fishback just posted on Twitter, on X, formerly Twitter. He just posted, he said, "We have just confirmed our second live televised debate hosted by CBS News on July 15th, which happens to be my birthday. I look forward to joining Congressman Byron Donalds on stage on July 15th in Jacksonville, and then July 21st in Tampa." Now, he says, here is my full statement. Let's go ahead and read the statement. So basically what I just said, during our two debates, Floridians will hear two very different visions for our state side by side, as Congressman Donalds and I challenge each other's vision for Florida's future. On stage, I will make the case for our Florida First plan to fight for affordability, strong families, education, conservation, and our constitutional rights. I'm running to succeed Ron DeSantis as Florida's next Republican governor in order to deliver a Florida we can all afford and be proud to call home. So right here, there's another thing I can tag on to. I don't know if I actually talk about. I think I talked about it on one of my other streams. I can't remember. But as far as the education goes, people say, oh, well, how can he actually help with education? For one, we have a big problem with foreign exchange students constantly going into our colleges in Florida. At first glimpse, people would say, oh, well, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but it is. It takes your position, it takes your children's position, it takes your family's positions away from them in that college that they want to go to. It makes it where people like me and you have to fight even harder to have that position. We shouldn't have to compete with people coming from China, people coming from Japan, people coming from France, Germany, UK. We should not have to compete with these people for positions in our very own colleges at home. We should not have to fight a front at home. You get what I'm saying? So how can James Fishback fix that whenever he gets governor of Florida? Well, one, here's where it's really exciting. He's going to raise the minimum tuition annually to $1 million a year for only foreign exchange students coming out of our country coming out of their country into our country. Meaning, basically, he's depriving them of the opportunity to actually go to one of our colleges, while he's actually making it cheaper for us to go to our colleges. So we don't have to fight as hard. We don't have to fight a front. We don't have to fight a war trying to compete to get into our own colleges. And we can do it for cheaper. As far as, let's see, conservation, right? Conservation as in protecting the environment in what sense, right? People say, oh, well, he might be one of those environmental guys. He might be like a liberal in a way. No, that's not what he's talking about. What he's referring to is buying up tons of land and building AI database centers there, which will pollute our waters. Actually, it would cut down a lot of land, a lot of trees. It would make real estate costs skyrocket for us Floridians who's trying to buy a home. And especially, look, you have to think about the people who actually are just getting married, who are just having kids. These people have to fight and try to outbid multimillionaires into getting that home for their single family. Building AI building AI database centers directly affects that. In what way, you may ask? Well, for one, if we were to build AI database centers, by the way, we're not just talking about buildings. We're talking about like mega corporation buildings throughout the entire state of Florida. That is just servers for to make AI go a millisecond faster. And not only that, it would raise everybody's electric bills by like the average cost of like $16 more every month. So it directly affects your electric bill, and it affects the price of the land around you as well. So, anyways, with all that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. So I'm kind of tired. I'm ready to lay down. I just want to go watch TV now. Anyways, what do you guys think about the new green screen? I'm kind of actually like, I'm kind of tripping over my words here. I'm pretty tired as it is. I've already, did a whole interview today. I think tonight I'm going to hop on with Bowden, kind of talk about how today's interview went and whatnot. But anyways, if you like the green screen and you think we should keep it, please comment that. If you think we should get rid of it, let me know. I think it's a good add-on. So it really pops out the our channel symbol. It pops out our logo, which is a good thing. Well, I will catch y'all later on tonight. I will be going live later on tonight, probably around, let's see, currently it's 5:51 p.m. Probably go live around 8 or 9:30. So I'll catch y'all then.